I'm Simon, I'm the coordinator for the Suffolk Voluntary and Statutory Partnership Network, and over these past few weeks I've been talking about the benefits and challenges of exercise with a few friends and colleagues who have a range of experiences of engaging in exercise. I myself have been in that place where, through being mentally exhausted, I've been physically exhausted, not for a day, not for a week, but for months. And I've come back from that place, and in the last 12 months have been running every day, over 600 miles. And so I felt that I'd gained a little bit of insight into some of the benefits and also the challenges of, in my case, running with a little bit of cycling, a little bit of walking, but especially running in this last 12 months. I'm just about to turn 60. It wasn't an obvious thing to do, but it has been a bit special for me as a journey. I never envisaged I would be running. What's it about? It's mad. But there we go. So in this 3-part series, talking together about the benefits and challenges of exercise, in this conversation I'm together with Elise, and I'm going to let Elise introduce herself. Elise, thank you for joining me here in Felixstowe Library. It's Monday the 30th of October 2023, and we're here to talk about exercise, how accessible it is, the benefits, and maybe also some of the challenges, perhaps the occasional injury if you're unlucky. So let's, as they say, jump into this conversation.
Yes.
I had a look on the NHS website about benefits of exercise, what they have to say. And
right,
I'm going to read you just a couple of lines about what the NHS have to say. Benefits of exercise, next line, step right up. It's the miracle cure we've all been waiting for.
Wow.
It's a big claim, isn't it?
That is a big claim.
It's free, it's easy to take, has an immediate effect, and you don't need a GP to get some. Its name, exercise. So I want to start with, how accessible is exercise for you?
It's a really interesting question, and that's really quite a powerful statement, isn't it? Saying
They've made quite a big, powerful
yeah,
statement.
and because exercise, I don't think is free all of the time, and I don't think it's necessarily the free exercise, like going out running, going out on a bike ride, going out doing even just a walk can be quite difficult for access. So it's strange, I guess.
And for you personally, how accessible? When you look at the various things that the NHS suggests, they say, the top 3 I would say are walk, run, cycle.
Yes.
Perhaps next swim, and then you're moving into various sports and activities.
Yeah.
So obviously that's going to mean, be more possible for some people than others.
Yes.
Can I ask how do you relate to those kind of suggestions?
Yes. So I have cerebral palsy and dystonia, which means that I have quite a lot of movement in my right side, which I'm not really able to control it. So it's my whole right side, and then I have so then I struggle with walking long distances. So I use an electric wheelchair, and I've got a hand splint and different things to make my life easier, but exercise is one of those things that is a challenge, I think. I did used to swim quite a lot.
You were quite good, weren't you? Let's be honest. Elise was very good at swimming. Go on, tell us, how good were you?
So I was just under, when I stopped, I was just under Paralympic level, sort of. They have ranks,
yeah.
So you have to work your way up through the ranks. So I was there. And they always say if I was anywhere else in the world, then I would get to go, but Britain is just how it is. And I really enjoyed it. When I didn't enjoy it was when it was quite, competitive and quite, I didn't like that. I wanted to be friends with everyone, not competing against people. And there's always the next one. If you're the top person who's got the best time, then it's always a bit like, oh, you're getting chased. And I remember when I beat one of my friends' records, and she was obviously quite upset, but that kind of attitude is really interesting. Competitive sport is a whole nother ball game.
Yes, yeah.
And it took me a long time to get back in the water after that, so I think it took me about 3 years.
What do you do now? What is possible for you to take part in?
Yeah. So I do still swim.
Yep.
I swim for fun, but my swimming for fun is like going up and down the pool.
Okay.
Like, it's doing sets.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think that my head is just, I've done it since I was 7 years old,
Okay.
so it's kind of like inbred into me. It's like, yeah, it's really...
And we're in Felixstowe, and we've got the sea here
the
too.
sea, I haven't been in the sea yet, but people keep telling me I need to get in the sea. I have to wait until next year now.
Yes. Yeah, it'll get
It's a
very
bit
chilly
cold.
now. It'll get very chilly.
Yeah.
And in what ways do you think that the swimming, any exercise that you take, might help you mentally and physically?
Yeah. The one thing which I do like about swimming is that you don't think about anything else other than being in the water and doing your thing. So my head, I can just switch my head off and focus on the breathing and making sure that you're not going to crash into a wall. But it's really important. I don't do it enough at the moment. I think because of that competitive side, I do struggle to turn off in the water, and want to go faster and things like that. But it is really good when I go. It's just getting there sometimes.
That's interesting though, isn't it? Because that switching off and just being in the moment is what people often say also if they're talking about running or other activities. So it's kind of, and then people talk about getting into sort of a meditative state where you just clear your mind and empty it and don't let all the noise come in and all the things to do lists come and sort of clutter your mind. And I guess that's what swimming helps with.
You can't, especially when you're going up and down, you have to count lengths and count stuff.
Counting does that though, doesn't it? Counting is really effective.
It is, and especially the water. I find the water very accessible because of the way that it holds you, and I think that a lot of physiotherapists say that swimming is really good exercise for the whole body. But yeah, I do it as much as I can, and I know my limits sometimes.
What would you like to do then? If you were thinking ahead, what would you like to do exercise-wise? Would you like to do different swimming, or you mentioned maybe getting in the sea? Other things that you could perhaps do in the future? Yeah,
I've done. What is it? The Great East Swim. Before once. I think I would like to go and do that again. Yeah. It was a really good experience. I mean, you do swim. Is it Needham? I don't know where I did it, in Needham Lake, maybe. But anyway, outdoor swimming is quite different to inside. It's quite tidal, even if you're in a pond or a lake. Yeah. Then it's quite
big open water.
Yeah, it's really different. A different experience, but I did like it. You have to acclimatise yourself to the temperature and go in slowly.
Yeah. Are there any other kinds of exercise? Could you use a form of bike, or could you?
So the bikes, I can't balance on a bike, but I could. Have you seen those ones that are like really low to the ground? Yeah. They look really fun. Yeah. So I could, and then have a big flag on the top so that people could see.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but they look fun. I do really want to try that.
And would you use, because you can propel them either with your hands or your feet, can't you? Some people actually power them with your hands, but how would you?
I think I can pedal on a stationary bike. Okay. So I think if my feet were clipped in.
You have an electric assist?
Yeah, maybe. You could do. I mean, especially up and down hills, because
it's an e-bike, but I forgot what they call them, recumbent, isn't it? I think they call them recumbents.
Yeah. Oh, recumbent.
I think they call them recumbent. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, maybe I should give that a go. I do see them, and when I see them, I think, oh, that's quite cool. I want to go and ask if I can have a go.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's getting the chance to do that, I suppose.
Yeah.
don't know where even you'd find one.
I don't know. Yeah, and you can be spending thousands of pounds, can't you, on specialist equipment like that.
Well, that I suppose brings us back in the circle to
Of money.
is it free?
Yeah.
And I suppose in its simplest form of going for a walk, that's perhaps where, for some people, and again, it's not
It's
kind
also
of one size fits all.
no,
Is it,
and it's also time of year as well.
Yeah.
Because I can't go out and take the dogs out for a walk right now because it's muddy, and you might get stuck in the mud. But in the summer I can.
Okay.
So it's just all different things. It's
Yeah.
learning what's the best way to do things.
So, the NHS say, inactivity is, this is quite strong.
This
so
is another strong bit.
strong bit. Okay, they say inactivity is described by the Department of Health and Social Care as a silent killer. Evidence is emerging that sedentary behaviour such as sitting or lying down for long periods is bad for your health.
Mm-hmm.
Not only should you try to raise your activity levels, but you should also reduce the amount of time you and your family spend sitting down. What do you make of that?
Again, quite a strong statement.
It is a strong statement.
Is this a recent press release?
It's not press release. This is the NHS website. If you type in NHS benefits of exercise, up it
This
comes
all comes
nhs.uk
Yeah.
website. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's just interesting.
It's a strong statement, and I guess the tricky thing is that for some people, there isn't as much choice about. It's not as simple. I guess for you, it's not as simple as I'll jump up and walk off down
or
the
I'll go
road.
have a run. Or yeah, I could go have a wheel, but
have a wheel, yes. But I suppose it's about building in the activity you can do, but just heading off for a walk or a run, and it's going to be for thousands of people.
Yeah.
In Suffolk alone, probably tens of thousands of people can't just get up and do this.
No. One thing that I have been doing recently and have been liking is yoga and Pilates and stuff like that. I really enjoy that. That's not necessarily accessible for all. It is accessible for me, but it's finding the right instructor that knows that you're okay. Because of all the swimming that I did early on, we also had to do a lot of gym work, so I kind of am able to adapt, but it's really important that you find a professional who you like.
And have you found someone in Felixstowe area?
Yeah, and I won't go to anyone else.
Is there a place where people can go to look up resources to help those people who need that bit of extra resource? So where can you find a recumbent bike? Where can you find an activity group for people who don't have as much mobility? Where can I don't know.
I don't think there is really
Sounds like a
directory.
Because those people who need extra help are the ones surely they really need to help. Which is what I mean, that.
Or even just being able to see what's out there. You don't know what's out there if someone's not telling you.
Isn't that true? Isn't that true of so many things though? Gosh, so true. I know, obviously, Elise, you're part of the co-production team in Healthwatch Suffolk.
Yeah.
You lead on the Tackling Poverty Together project.
Yes, I do.
So I am going to go to the place of, do you think that there are obstacles relating to wealth, to having little wealth, to poverty and exercise?
Yes, I think that, the NHS obviously say it's free and you can go and do it. They are right, but quite a lot of people on a low income also have disabilities and have difficult lives sometimes, and that proves really difficult for people because they can't just go out for a run all of the time.
Well, no, and I suppose you've got a baby or a younger child or a child with additional needs. You then need the specialist equipment.
Yes.
To go out with them to do. They need special equipment. Yes.
It's a lot of jumping through hoops to get the equipment that you need usually as well.
There's a lot here, I felt, looking at this, that actually said to me, if this had been co-produced, it wouldn't have read like this.
That's really interesting.
What do you think?
I think that of a lot of things
Yes.
that come out. I think I was saying it the other day about something, and I was saying, how good would it be if this was co-produced?
Yeah.
Because I can't even remember what it was about. It might have been. I can give you an example of my university. So once a building is built, it's very difficult to make any sorts of changes. And that's the same for like pools and exercise places and gyms. Once it's built, it's very difficult to make accessible, whereas at uni I was really pushing for blueprints, because they're building all of the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are building all of the time, so seeing a blueprint before the building is built, a disabled person would probably know
So true.
what the issues
So
are.
true. And it's nice to see. I think at West Suffolk Hospital, Healthwatch Suffolk have been helping with some co-production around what that new building might look like. I know that some of the schools, because of RAC, this concrete that's failing, there's going to be some rebuilding of new premises
It's
in
just-
some schools.
I
and
never-
such opportunities.
I never blame people for not making it accessible, because I don't think that it's something that people think about on a daily basis. So if there's a step there, you probably just step over it. But it's quite an obstacle for me.
Yeah, that's not. Not.
So it's
possible for
involving people. It's involving people that struggle and that need the support.
Yeah, and just absolutely, and just running the idea past people and saying, so if you're going to put benefits of exercise, step right up. It's the miracle cure we've all been waiting for. Are some people going to go, oh, it's a catchy strapline, but really, do you want to be putting that front and centre for people to read? Might some people take that literally? Might some people be offended by it, and say, well, really?
You haven't really thought that through.
Haven't really thought that through.
Yeah.
Elise, thank you very much for having a chat.
Oh, thank you.
Meeting here this morning and just, jumping into exercise really and saying, well, what's it all about? How accessible is it? How is it helping?
Yeah, I think we're still learning. I think that we've got a way to go, but we are, through co-production and through the work that we do at Healthwatch and the VASP, I think that we're learning all of the time. I'm learning all of the time.
We all are. We all are. Thank you very much.
No, thank you.
Thank you.